This year marks the 20th year since Huawei established its operations in Korea. As we all know, South Korea has recently experienced a presidential election, and the current president of the country, Moon Jae-in, has left the office in May. President Moon's policy is somehow considered as pro-China. As a result, this should not be very satisfactory to the US. However, finally he left the office. This, undoubtedly, has made a lot of people concerned, among which are, of course, Chinese people. What would this newly elected president bring to the people of both countries? Will China-South Korea relations go back to the days when it was full of tensions? All those worries have been hanging over so many people. However, what has happened recently probably gave a signal of change. Huawei says its 5G tech is a game changer in Korea with new safety law, and it is expanding ties with Korean companies in 5G and cloud computing. What's going on? I believe many would consider this a risky and unwise decision. But is it? Why Huawei chose to do so? What would bring to Huawei and South Korea? Hi! Welcome to TechTeller. Before we start today's video, please subscribe to our channel, which is the encouragement that we can create more videos. Okay, let's move on to today's topic. Huawei Korea branch recently stated that South Korea is one of the world's leading telecom powers and the first country to realize 5G commercialization. Huawei will continue to cooperate with Korean telecom companies to promote related business. Lin Lianhe, vice president of Huawei Korea branch, said that Huawei will practice the partner growth strategy of developing 5G cooperation with the Korean industry rather than competition, and will work with more partners to develop new business models and innovative solutions in the future. She said that Huawei has been involved in South Korea's 5G infrastructure over the past few years and has received a lot of attention and concern for it. Concerns were allayed after the company obtained various security-related certifications, and Huawei welcomes all South Korean partners interested in cooperating. Regarding the US sanctions against Huawei, Huawei said that the US sanctions began with Huawei's technological advantages, and cyber security was just an unjustifiable reason. The former US government's Clean Network program originated at a political level, and Huawei characterized it as a crackdown on IT companies in competing countries. First of all, let's take a look at what has happened. Huawei announced on March 29 its will to strengthen cooperation with Korean companies in the fields of 5G, cloud computing and eco-friendly energy. Why South Korea, but not other countries? Well, Korea is a telecommunication powerhouse and a global leader in 5G. Then why would South Korea, this US ally, choose cooperation with Huawei, a Chinese tech giant which is exactly the major target of the US trade war with China? The answer can be clear and simple. Huawei has secured various industrial applications based on 5G, and we believe there is much demand for these applications in Korea. Huawei also showed confidence in the field of 5G-based business-to-business networks. Huawei has commercialized and mature customized scenario-specific solutions suitable for manufacturing, finance, education, logistics, ports, hospitals, mines and power plants. The reasons of cooperation with Huawei, despite the opposition from the United States, are Huawei's advanced technologies which no one else on Earth can compete with, and the economic benefits by keeping a country's infrastructure updated. We believe that many people would look forward to economic prosperity and a convenient life, thus promoting cooperation with Korea in the cloud computing and energy sectors can seem as a wise option, while these sectors are Huawei's new business areas. Huawei's cloud computing business can be accessed from more than 170 countries. Huawei is going through difficulties due to US sanctions that have been in place for several years. A Korean company will cope with these difficulties with R&D capabilities. Huawei is committed to investing in 6 areas which include computing, connectivity, devices, smart energy, cloud computing, and components for smart internet management, 2 operating systems, HarmonyOS and OpenEULA, and 3 ecosystems including MindSpore, a computing architecture. All of these have just proven Huawei's capacity of providing the best solution to its clients' needs. What's more, in the meantime, Huawei is also considering cooperation with South Korea in 5G. Huawei might consider deploying the new 5G solution targeting Korean enterprises, as long as the specific industrial site is 5G ready. A convoluted set of technologies related to communications, IT and operations must be combined to apply 5G solutions to a certain field of industry. The 5G-powered smart mining solution is an example which shows how important it is to ensure that the 5G ecosystem is stable and that requirements are met for each business scenario. All components of the 5G ecosystem, ranging from devices to artificial intelligence and applications, must be established to execute the scenario. While Huawei is engaged in a local private 5G network project as part of 5G B2B in Korea, the Korean market will soon be ready for a business environment that is very open and consistent. What's more, this year marks the 20th year since Huawei established its operations in Korea. After all these, we can see clearly what benefits can Huawei bring to South Korea. However, this should only function as part of the reasons why Huawei even dare to invest in this US ally. So what else has Huawei got so that it chose cooperation with this country during such critical period of time? In addition to gaining more economic benefits, the reason is the restraint of the United States. The US means of attacking Chinese companies are mainly to create concerns about information security, and they have also created security concerns against Chinese companies. In response to the US obstruction, Huawei refuted the US security concerns, saying that the US sanctions were essentially aimed at suppressing Huawei's technological advantages, not so-called cybersecurity concerns. The clean network of the previous Trump administration was purely political. The purpose is to suppress high-tech enterprises in competing countries. Huawei operates more than 1,500 networks in more than 170 countries around the world and has never had any cyber security issues. In the future, Huawei will continue to increase investment in research and development to actively respond to US sanctions and the trend of digitalization and decarbonization. Will the road of Chinese companies be easy? This is a question no one can answer, although it probably wouldn't be, but there is still one thing that is for sure, that is, such high-end Chinese companies like Huawei are committed to the happy life of all people. Huawei, from the very beginning when the company was founded, has experienced several generations of people, but Huawei leaders are always optimistic, bringing happiness to everyone, and employees have, in the meantime, solidarity. Despite the sophisticated method of sabotage of the Western countries, it is difficult to divide such a company. At this critical period of time, it is a good example that cooperation between Huawei and South Korea has been reached despite tense international environment and the pressure from the US. Although Chinese companies are now faced with serious problems with the US at present, those conundrums are only temporary, and I believe in the near future, it will win the recognition of the world because of its continuous breakthrough in superior technology. I have to admit that China not only has cohesiveness in its enterprises, but also has its special national spirit. Okay, that's all for today. Please put your comments below, and share your insightful ideas. Please keep following our channel and like our videos. Thank you so much for your continuous support. See you.